Have you ever had moments where lust takes control of you and you can no longer control it? You just take your phone, you start scrolling on social media, and then you come across maybe these degenerate women, and then it just kicks in that urge and you let it consume you. If you're part of that group of which everyone is attracted to women, but the ones who let it control them are the ones I'm talking about. So if you're part of that, then this video is probably about you. You probably realize that whenever you do these degenerate things, you let lust take over you, then your energy starts to go down when you finished, and you have little to no energy to do anything else. You just feel like sleeping. You waste time, you continue wasting time, because the initial energy that you've had, the one that is meant to push you throughout the day, to make you hustle hard or to do these hard tasks, is no longer there. You've just wasted it for just like 1 minute of pleasure. And lust is like one of the worst things that can happen to you. I'm not saying it's actually a bad thing, because it's normal. It's a part of life. Everyone has it. We are all wired with it. And if you don't, you're probably gay. So if you let it consume you, that is where the problem really is. If you let your whole day be defined by your lust, then you probably have a really big problem and you need some help. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to maneuver to overcome it or to use it productively. You should actually realize that in the Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill, he talks about the desire for sexual expression. He says that this is the most powerful emotion of all, if used correctly, or it can also ruin you. The biggest people in the world, the people who have made massive progress in life, they are the people who actually control their lust. And they use it productively. They use it to do something with their life. And most of the people you see successful out here have been inspired by a woman they love. And I know you probably want to deny this, or you just want people to like you and to feel this like this alpha male, of which you are not. So everyone has that love, and it just depends on how you use it. Even if you are that leader, that alpha male, that one that usually does not have feelings, they also have feelings for someone they like. It's just that they don't show it. They use it productively. So everyone is wired that way. But what determines how you become is what you do with your lust. And so one can choose to waste it away in 1 minute, and another can choose to build massive things that are beyond the human mind. We've seen people in boxing or people in various sports, they all claim that they've had these periods before a fight where they've not been with a loved one for some period of months, maybe months, just to reserve that energy to use it productively. And this is like a good thing, because come to think of it, we are talking about something that is meant to make a human being. So that is like the biggest form of energy, because if it can make someone like you, then just imagine how powerful that is. So when you waste it away every day, others 5 times a day, others 10 times a day, others even 50. So if you waste it away in a minute, then you'll no longer feel productive. And if you conserve it, let's say you conserved it for like 1 year, then you will come to realize that you'll actually become a complete beast. And the people who are complete beasts are the ones who dominate things in life. And so I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that, how to overcome your lust. First of all, you should realize that lust is actually an emotion, and emotions are energy. Energy can neither be created nor can it be destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another. So you can actually change your lust into something else, something productive. First of all, you should actually change your environment, your complete environment. If you are addicted to these bad habits, you should change your environment. Whenever you feel the urge, you just change. Maybe you have your phone, you change everything, every setting, and you maybe use another phone. You block off all the things that trigger you. Whenever you feel like it's taking over, you go and spend time with people. Don't be lonely. Most people think that loneliness and solitude are the same thing, but solitude is actually when you're willing. But at this point, I could actually advise you to stay with a person who will help you overcome it. Whenever you feel the urge, you just spend time with them. So change your environment, and this is like the most important thing. The second point is reduce the friction. Whatever triggers you, maybe it's Instagram, you turn on Instagram, you start scrolling and you see these degenerate women. You should actually just choose to cut out Instagram, or actually do this. I always do this. Whenever you see these kinds of videos, just choose that option. There's an option where it says you're not interested in that video, and you'll realize that after like 5 videos of that and you choose not interested, you'll no longer see them. So it's important that you actually do this. And I know it's hard for some people, because we all love pleasure, and it's like a pleasure of the eye. So it's actually a really hard thing to do, but trust me, when you start doing it, it gets easier and easier. And with time, you'll just realize that it's actually disgusting whatever you are thinking about when you're watching these videos, when you're doing these things. So, and the third point is see your goals as a priority. When you have like this ultimate purpose, then some things will not distract you. You'll actually just choose to work harder. Like me personally, I choose to be the greatest my bloodline has ever seen. And that also means getting the best woman I can possibly get. So how can I get her? By becoming successful, by choosing to become this high version of myself. So when you put your goals as a priority, then you'll not have time for these degenerate things. You'll actually just choose to focus on your goals. You'll have like a schedule, and you'll have little to no time to keep scrolling, to keep watching these bad things. And it's actually important that you do this. So create a purpose. I've said this in countless videos. have a purpose, a compelling purpose. That is, if you have like a purpose that does not push you hard, then you will relapse. So the best thing to do is actually to get that exclusive purpose that you have, and that will be a guarantee for you. You'll no longer have time for these things. You have realized that when you have this mission, this goal to actually do these things, maybe to attract that woman that is out of your reach, then that kind of love will actually push you to make more out of yourself. So you'll be disgusted by these other things. And the fourth one is really important. It's visualize. Whenever you visualize having achieved that goal you have, then you'll realize that actually your lust actually decreases, because you're already living like in the future. You've already attained that thing that you want to do. So whenever you think of doing these things, then your body just feels uncomfortable, because you're no longer aligning yourself with the higher version of yourself, because this best version of yourself is actually the one that is successful, has that woman. And so let's be honest, if you're successful, you no longer do these things. So it's actually important that you visualize. And another visualization method that you could use is, whenever you feel this emotion, just visualize, just close your eyes and imagine that this kind of energy is around your private area. Just imagine like a white smoke, like it's a white smoke is there, and you just generate it and let it flow towards your whole body. You just imagine it coming up and covering your whole body, and you'll realize that if you actually do this correctly, then you'll get this massive amount of energy that you can not explain how you did that. So just try it, trust me. Whenever you feel it and you actually concentrate and you do it correctly, then it will help you a lot. And the fifth one is really easy. It's actually just do some push-ups or just work out. Like I said, this is massive energy. And if you feel like that, then you start working out. You'll realize that you'll do a beastly workout. A workout that you cannot explain how you did it. So just do some push-ups or something. Whenever you feel the urge, just do some push-ups. And you'll realize that when you do this, that kind of emotion will actually vanish. And what's important is that when you finish doing those push-ups, do not get back to the things you are doing in the first place. Maybe you are watching these degenerate videos. No, just choose to actually do something else which is productive, because if you return to where you are, you'll actually create the same problems that you're trying to avoid. Circulate that energy, use it productively. Whenever you feel, the fifth point I think is never blame others. Some people actually blame others when they relapse, when they do these bad habits. They just blame social media, they blame the YouTubers, they blame everybody. And I know that probably one or two guys who get to watch this will also blame me. They'll say that I've mentioned these things and so they ended up relapsing. And it's actually a sad thing to think about, because if you blame others, you will never take responsibility of your life and you'll just continue relapsing and relapsing. if you blame these girls who post degenerate things on social media, do you think that they will actually stop? No, they won't. So the best thing is actually to own up, take accountability, and realize that it's up to you to change, not anyone else, not your mother, not your father. It's actually up to you to change. So take responsibility, own up to your mistakes, and just choose to change. If you're not disgusted by your life right now doing these things, then you probably won't change. It has to reach that time that you are actually disgusted. That is when people change. People actually change by themselves. We've seen people being taken to rehabs for drugs, and they after rehab they just end up relapsing. So it just actually has to come from yourself. And if you're watching this video, then you're probably at that point. You just hate your life. You just think you need to change. And this is your sign you should actually change. So don't blame people. Own up to your actions and become accountable. That is exactly when you will actually start to live like that higher version of yourself. That is when you will change. It's actually important for you not to think that you're messing up. Whenever you relapse, whenever you do, you go back to the old ways. That should actually be the real motivation, because people do not change in one instance. There must be some days that you actually relapse. There must be some days that you actually mess up, and that is you learning. It's important that you realize this. So whenever you relapse or you do or you return to your former behaviors, then that is just a sign to become better. So you become better at this day. You maybe relapse like after 5 days, then the next one takes 2 weeks, the next one 3 weeks, the next one 4 weeks. It should actually be like that. You don't just change instantly. And if you these people who want to make things feel really good, they think that change actually comes once, but I really disagree with that. Change comes from consistency. Like I said, improvement is not a straight curve. It's actually periods where you climb up, you drop, you climb back up, you drop, you climb back up, you drop. That is how real improvement looks like. So if you're part of the people who cannot control their lust, then you have probably lost many battles, but you have not lost the war. What really determines how you bounce back from this is how you're going to live your life from now on. If you're going to follow the steps I've given you, or you're actually going to just choose to be mediocre. The choice is yours. Right now, think about your life and just choose which path you want to follow. There was this video whereby you were given the red pill and the blue pill. So you can either choose the red pill or the blue pill. Whichever you choose, you should actually own up to it. If you're comfortable continuing with your life right now, living this degenerate life, then you should probably take the blue pill. But if you're actually disgusted by your former behavior and you want to change, then the red pill is probably about you. And it's actually a really hard part. I'm not going to lie to you. Unplugging and actually overcoming an addiction is a really hard thing to do. It's just up to you. If it was up to willpower, then even willpower would actually fail. So actually the thing you should actually need to do is don't even engage in any battle at all. You should just actually cut it out before even you feel that urge. When you just start feeling it, just cut it out completely. Become the greatest your bloodline has ever seen, and then pass it down.